When did 19 and a half weeks become the scariest number in your life? The night Marcus told us about drinking his ex's breast milk, we were all drunk at his apartment and playing Never Have I Ever. Someone said, never have I ever hooked up with a pregnant woman, and Marcus took the longest drink of his life. We were dying to know the story, and after some peer pressure, he finally spilled. Okay, so remember Jessica? We kept screwing while she was pregnant and after she gave birth. We were already scandalized, but then he dropped the real bomb. One time she was breastfeeding and I got curious, so I tried some. The entire room exploded into chaos. People screaming and laughing and throwing beer cans at him while he ducked behind the couch yelling. It was actually good though. That was 2 years before we started dating, and I'd actually forgotten about it until one night early into our relationship when he was kissing my chest, and I jokingly brought up his infamous confession. Remember when you told everyone about Jessica's milk? I teased, expecting him to die of embarrassment. Instead, he pulled me closer and said, honestly, I do think about the nursing thing sometimes, but mostly I'm just obsessed with your chest. We both laughed and I started playing into it during intimate moments, pretending to nurse him while he whispered sweet nothings. Sometimes I'd tease him about having an actual lactation fetish, and he'd wrestle me into taking it back, and we lived in this perfect little bubble where nothing else mattered. But our perfect bubble burst when antibiotics messed with my birth control, and the pregnancy test showed positive at 14 weeks. My first thought was abortion, and Marcus held me while I cried, promising to drive me to the clinic himself. But that night over wine, he made a joke about whether I was lactating yet. When I stared at him in shock, he backtracked quickly. I'm kidding, babe. You're getting the abortion anyway, right? What if we waited just a little bit? His eyes had this hunger I'd never seen before as he explained how I could start producing around 20 weeks, how we could experience it just once before terminating. I was drunk and scared while he stroked my hair, reminding me that after 20 weeks I couldn't get the procedure anyway. Just 4 weeks, baby. 1 month to try this thing we've been pretending, then back to normal. The way he said it sounded so simple when I was already panicking about being 14 weeks along without knowing. 18 weeks came fast and my breasts stayed dry while my belly grew rounder. Marcus would massage them nightly with desperate hope, like he could magically make milk appear. I made my abortion appointment for 19 weeks to be safe, but when I woke up that morning, my car keys were missing. I'll help you look, Marcus said, tearing apart couch cushions with fake concern. Maybe we can go tomorrow instead? When I found them in his jacket pocket, it was already too late and I'd missed the appointment. He laughed it off as stress making him forgetful while the clinic called to confirm, and he answered my phone, telling them I changed my mind. Just a few more days, he begged when I confronted him. You're so close, I can feel it. I rescheduled for the last possible day, telling myself I was being paranoid when I noticed my morning tea tasted different. But then I started waking up groggy at noon, my alarm clock mysteriously unplugged. Marcus already gone to work with my car keys in his pocket. The morning of 19 weeks and 5 days, I woke to a strange tugging sensation, and found Marcus hunched over me in the darkness, his mouth latched onto my chest, while his hands kneaded desperately at the flesh. His eyes were closed in concentration, and he was making these small whimpering sounds like a starving animal. When I gasped, his eyes flew open but he didn't stop, just stared at me while he sucked harder, his fingernails digging crescents into my skin. Almost there, he whispered. I can taste something different, you're so close, baby. That's when he scrambled to his nightstand and tried shoving pills past my lips, muttering about needing a higher dose. I spit them out and saw the labels. Mother's Milk Boost, lactation supplements, blessed thistle. My stomach lurched as everything clicked. The strange taste in my food, the exhaustion, the aching breasts. These are all natural, he said, still clutching the pills. They just help your body do what it wants to do naturally. You want this too. I know you do. I ran to the bathroom and locked the door with shaking hands while Marcus pounded so hard the hinges rattled, screaming about the breast pump he'd bought, the freezer bags he'd labeled with dates, the hospital-grade expression machine he'd rented, how I was stealing his only chance at happiness. My best friend arrived within minutes of calling and I climbed out the window in my pajamas, Marcus promising he'd found a doctor who would do the procedure at 21 weeks, even 23 if I would just give him more time. Just let him taste it once. The clinic walls felt like sanctuary even as my phone buzzed with his unhinged messages promising everything if I'd just come home. I blocked him and had my dad collect my things, whatever threats he made keeping Marcus away for good. 6 months later when I finally tried dating again, Marcus's profile appeared on the app and my blood went cold. He was exclusively pursuing pregnant women now, his bio reading, generous man seeking to worship expecting mothers, and learned he was already living with someone 5 months pregnant with twins, probably counting down the days until she'd leak for him.